Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be talking quietly. I have my little 2-year-old taking a little nap next to me. So I've gotten some messages about doing some live trading, like live kind of price action trades, in the moment, my thoughts and my analysis. So I actually just went long EU, but I'm not looking for a big potential move up quite yet, just kind of a day trade. The reason why I went long here, let me draw some extra fibs in here. We got this fib high to low. We tagged that 50% on Friday, and some other key, some nice levels. Nice little profit target was tagged, and we've since kind of come back down into an interesting little level here that I've got my eye on, that I actually just went long about maybe 15 minutes ago or something. If you fib this level, we got 78.6 right around that 2070 level. This level here I pulled over from the higher time frame chart, and if you kind of pull these levels down here, these fibs, we get a quick little 50% retracement excuse me, and push down. We push down into the profit target completions around around the bottom here. So there's enough confluence there for me to warrant kind of a low risk entry. My stop is let's see, what do I have it set at? One second. It's right about 2040 area is where my stop is. I'm not going to let this thing go against me, because I do think there's one more push down for this here. Excuse me, sorry. Actually, yeah, 2040 is that's enough here. We'll just switch these colors here. So this is, let's see, my entry was 2072. So basically where price is currently, so that's about a 32 pip stop loss. I would like to see price push up into this confluence level here. This is a nice looking little area here to reshort, to jump on this trend. I do think, it will kind of penetrate a little bit deeper. I think it's going to penetrate a little bit deeper into this market structure here. There's, I would like to see it dip down to, maybe the 61.8 level. So in order to do that, I can't imagine it's just going to dump right to that. So, I'm telling myself a story here. Where would I like to enter the market to jump on that trend? And this level here has enough confluence here for me to, to try and jump on this trend. You can see this large rejection came out of some of these higher support levels that were turned resistance. You can see when the market broke that, dipped back up, that's when we got that big rejection push down to break, pretty much our lows here. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Like I said, right now I'm literally about break even, maybe a pip or two, depending on the spread and where the market is in the moment. But I'm going to pause and come back to this. I'm not sure. You know, I only got 15 minutes, and I don't just want to leave this going, because, you know, if this is going to move, then I'm going to want to, you know, pause it and restart it. So I'm going to pause it and let it play out a little bit. Hello everyone, back. So really just kind of consolidated, and then, you know, if you remember, we were talking about this kind of descending wedge pattern, did just that. So right now it's literally right back at my entry. Came back a little bit on me, maybe 8 to 10 pips or so. Still remember, my stop loss is down around, it's at 42 is where I actually had it. 42. Yeah, where? Oh, that's the wrong account. Let's see here. 43. Sorry, my little 2-year-old woke up. I'm about to walk out the door to go get my 4-year-old, who is in preschool right now. So that's my stop. You know, currently right around 1 pip. I just wanted this to kind of make its decision earlier, but it didn't. So I mean, it looks like I may be holding this for longer than I had wanted. I kind of wanted that move to take place a little bit already, but you know, we just have to you know, be at the mercy of the markets once we're in there. You know, our stops and plays, targets, kind of, you know, relative. So, you know, if this, I mean, it does look like some kind of descending little wedge pattern going on here. So we just have to play it by ear, right? You know, it is what it is. You know, if it's just slowly kind of working its way down, then, you know, I'll get stopped out eventually. You know, it may get some kind of crazy, you know, little spike down, fake out, you know, before going long. You know, it's just, you got to find your confluence, and depending on the type of trader you are, you know, I don't typically wait for any type of confirmation. So, you know, I find my confluence. My confluence is right there. The good thing I do see is we haven't been able to close below that 70 level. Essentially, haven't been able to close below my entry as of yet. We're coming back up on an hourly candle close in about 7 minutes. And as of right now, we have pushed lower. As you can see, you know, down into this wick. We pushed a little bit lower. But we're, you know, that's a wick on bottom, you know, so that's, you know, so we're just gonna have to play it by ear. So I'll pause it. Hopefully this will kind of move a little bit later, but we'll see. Well, hello. I just got a text message a few minutes ago. I had to run and get my daughter, but I got a text. I set an alert to let me know if we broke that 2090 level. So that's the first step. You know, if you drop down to this nice bullish candle close, which is kind of what I was expecting, you know, especially once we put in this lower, you know, this kind of descending wedge pattern thing here on this lower time frame, coming down into these levels. We got that third touch, and it's just up from there. So first step's done. Strong bullish close above that level. You can see it broke, retested currently. Wouldn't surprise me to see it dip back down into the mid 80s before continuation up. You know, now that we broke, you know, up and out of this, you know, I am going to roll to break even. So, well, let's see here. Yeah, no, I'm basically gonna take most of the risk off except for like 10 pips. I'm gonna leave it. You know what? It was at 40, so I'm gonna roll it up to just below this you know, the low here, 2055. You know, this is the first step. If it comes back, um, then you know, on 23 pips. You know, if we tag 1 to 1, I'm gonna roll the break even. So 1 to 1 will be right around 21. I got like 6 pips to go. I'm gonna roll the break even. You know, if it comes back now, it's not something that I'm interested in being in any longer. You know, because we've already rolled up to, you know, pretty much uh, where, you know, pretty much to that 1 to 1. So I'm gonna roll my stop to break even, and then we'll see what happens from here. Okay, setting up for a very strong bullish hourly candle on EU. It just keeps pushing up above that 2100 level, 1.21. You know, this is it looks kind of like a little order block or whatever, you know, demand supply zone, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it you know, order block. You know, it could push this market down a little bit. um, you know, I have hit that 1 to 1. You can see, you know, my stop loss at break even. You know, I do have a take profit up here, just front running those levels I talked about earlier this morning. So we'll just see what happens in the market from here. And I may take a little bit of profit off at 1 to 1 while we just tagged that 1 to 1 for me. So I'm gonna have to see. So this was my trade. I entered probably somewhere around there. 42, 43 was my stop. It was about a 28, 29 pip stop. We'll just call it 30 pips. So 1 to 1, we're just tagging right now, just pushing through. I'm gonna pause it, see what happens. I am gonna take a little bit of profit, might as well. This was a day trade, so 1 to 1, I'm pretty happy. We've pushed up into some previous, you know, previous resistance, previous support that, you know, may come resistance. So, you know, I'm not just going to let this come all the way back. So I'm going to take a little bit of profit, and then we'll see if we can push up to this second target there. Okay, so here we are, where I left off before. You can see essentially where I left off. The market turned. That was some type of order block, grab for orders, and the market just slowly kind of rolled over from there. So we hit that 1 to 1, and then I was taken out at break even. So that's how it goes. But you know, I just wanted to do this to show you the process that I go through, and just how like picking your spots is important. You know, even if you're in, you know, a really large downtrend, you can still find that confluence to to get into a trade. Not saying that you necessarily have to go against the trend like I did. I basically was able to, you know, through some analysis, you know, pick a spot the market was going to stall and turn, you know, for a quick little bounce. And that's exactly what happened, and that's all I got. Sometimes that's all you need if that's what you want. If you're looking for those, you know, larger sustained moves, I would recommend just finding the trend and finding your entry and going there. Going with the trend. But this video is about done. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I hope this helped.